Hey, last session already went and faced some apes that they were not quite ready to face it as the time it took the party or anybody else to get to that mission allowed the apes to be in danger. While you did eventually, they gave the party some scars and Ib Gary
I don't know what you're talking about. I
promptly.
feel great.
After that, he covered a plate of aberrant metal that Gary had been carrying essentially turned to dust, and the embedded itself on his chest after fixing whatever that'll do. He quite knows. All made it back to rested after the exhaustion that they had, dying. Got your armor fully done. Gary's armor having apparently linked itself to the aberrant leather armor had got after them after asked blacksmith those on. After that, you all went back to adventuring to find another quest. Instead, you all ran to Eddie Trimble, Fred's best friend from the academy. He requested that the party go and help them their quest that they did but were outnumbered afterward. Where you guys agree insect swarm that had chased the party away alongside him, and then come back. You guys made it to the cave where they had slain a giant spider that had been hiding. Picked up a sword that had been dropped, then made your way to this chamber where there are many burrowed holes that you see at the very end of the very, very large insect and three bodies in red robe round. Yep, you guys rolled stealth, and thankfully half the party rolled. Uh, then Eddie also. Yep, you guys rolled enough, so you can stealth right now. First of that, the 8 beats the passive beats passive perception. Top seem not moving.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to try. We don't want to fight them all at the same time. That big one looks like trouble. Say we start with the small one.
Start to move.
Yes.
Stay right there.
Fred will start to move forward slowly. don't know if anybody else can't do it, but I can't use my token.
I can use mine.
Wait, I wasn't even on the board.
Yeah, that might help a little bit.
Yeah,
Do you think that we should maybe bottleneck them, with those glass containers? You like shove things in the top until it can't fill no more, and then it comes out slowlier. That type of thing. Maybe we should do that. Do you think that could work? Because there
Ab-
seems to be a lot of bugs crawling in there with a whole lot of holes.
absolutely. I believe that would work.
Do we have any fire or things like that that'll aggravate them but not notice the big baddie in the corner over there? Because I don't think he noticed us yet. Plus, I don't think he can fit through this little tiny itty bitty hole like that little tiny itty bitty hole. But he had to get into that little big room over there. So maybe he can squeeze and shapeshift a little bit. She's whispering to the party, trying to figure out what the situation is here. She does not want to go in that room with all those itty bitty itty crawlies.
And the big
And the big crawly. In the itty bitty big room. Yeah.
Well, I'll see if I can't lure them this way.
Well, wait a minute. Rather than you running in there,
I'm not gonna run in there. Are you nuts?
my
That'd be
firebolt,
counterproductive.
my firebolt has a pretty decent range on it.
Hmm. Well, why don't we, in that case, blast that one that you were just pointing at? That
Which
one on.
one? This one?
Yeah, because I can reach it as well.
All right. So Ebony is gonna cast firebolt on this swarm right here.
And I'm going to hit it at aim for it at the same time with an eldritch bolt. It looks like a ray of sunlight.
that
Oh, Jesus.
hey
It dead.
uh
It just dead. No.
yeah, that is enough to kill it, as this one just bursts into flames after being hit with the Eldritch Blast and the Firebolt. Uh, now it's time to roll initiative.
I said to lure them into the bottleneck, not just flat out kill it. Then it can't tell the other people that you
Oh
know.
no, you hear the skittering. Uh, very much hear the skittering now, as the big one also unfurls.
Oh.
I'll take it.
Eddie did not roll great, but still goes before the big bug. Everybody, Freddy, you're up.
Well, Fred is going to, as a bonus action, put a flaming spear right there in that box. I'll let you do it because apparently it doesn't like me trying to do stuff like that. Yep.
Okay, Flaming Sphere's right there.
And then I am going to set a bonus action. Throw an Eldritch Blast This.
That one.
Yep.
There are things in and that swarm.
Then
They're
I am
hiding
done.
behind a wall.
Yeah. I'm done then.
Okay. Got
Which which one? Oh, yes I can.
that's one you can see. These things right here are
It
and
that's
that
fair.
that's a bit well it you did a nat one or a nat 20 before, so
I did
uh
2 in a row. I mean that's fair.
I didn't want to use my crit on initiative, but I guess it is what it is. No.
now it's Moses' turn.
Moses' turn. Moses' turn. What's in range? I can't see that one. I can't see that one. Not even if I go up here. If I end my turn within that sphere, it's gonna damage me, isn't it?
Yes.
Anywhere within 5 feet of it, or just
Yes.
in its space?
5 feet.
Okay. Do, 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 do. Okay. You can see my lines, right? So I move 10 feet up there. I am moving another 10 feet up here, and then I am looking at the one that we can see. Within 60 feet, I'm going to mock it with its own little sounds. As it has to do a wisdom save of 13 against my little chittering noises of mockery.
17. Okay.
As Moses will move back and thinking that she was successful in mocking at least one of the many
Yes,
little
one of the
insectoids.
centipedes just lets out a slightly higher pitch.
Shut up.
And that shall be her turn.
Swarms of centipedes. Okay. They're not very fast. You guys do not see disappear.
Oh, great.
Also,
Coming out of the wall.
it died. They'll that is their turn. Ebony, up.
Well, she is going to send feathers up here to do a talon attack against that swarm right in front of it. 18 to hit.
Hit the okay. 8 definitely hits.
That's 7 slashing.
Okay, you kill a couple of the tiny centipedes.
And then she is going to take aim at this one. and is going to hit it with. Oh, yeah, we'll just hit it with a firebolt.
Okay. Hits. Fire damage. Kill one of the
And that is her turn.
uh
I was wondering what was going on.
Eddie. Seeing that you guys could uh to dash past the ball of fire. And okay, Eddie. 11 damage. And bonus action punch.
What the hell?
What?
My goodness.
So many nat 20s rolled so far
It's
today.
our lucky day today.
Eddie just looks around and the guys, I think some of them disappeared. The big one bursts through this thin narrow. And it'll dash. Get right there. And it looks like he's about to eat the bird. Gary, you're up.
You didn't read the whisper I sent, did you? Just about the initiatives.
It's still costs an action.
No, like spell slot.
No, it's
Okay. That's all you need to know then. He's gonna take a. Give me this back, thank you. Come up this way. Pointing directly at the large centipede here, he's going to whisper something completely foreign to all of you. Let's cast Dissonant Whispers on it.
yes. None of you know the language he just.
I need to make a DC 13. I think it's Wisdom save. Yes, DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. That's a fail for 3d6 psychic damage, so 11 psychic damage. And it must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed will allow away from me.
So it just goes back towards the hole. It came in. By the way, when you cast that, the root on your chest a bit doesn't hurt you, but it gets and also hear a whisper in your head that you do not understand.
Ooh, that's fun. Okay. I accidentally tapped out, and so I need to reopen my sheet real quick to see what else I can do. Sorry about that. Wait, that's a leveled spell. I can't cast another leveled spell even if it has a bonus action. Right. Then there's something else I can do. I'm going to brace for the fact that he said that there's some missing and take steps back like this. That's going to be turn.
Red's turn.
Okay, so the big one disappeared.
The big one didn't disappear. The big one is. It just went
I
towards
retreated.
It just back to its.
After Gary whispered, of course.
I am going to fire Eldritch Blast at this
Fire what?
Eldritch Blast towards the one that technically void. An 11 hit.
11 misses.
I'm done after that.
Moses.
Moses, seeing how everyone is just passing by the fire orbs, she's like, yeah, I guess I could too, I suppose. Do, do, do. Yeah. 25 feet. Even though that's probably a bad idea. She is going to swack. And does my animals slash the bird feathers count as an ally for my
Yours
pack
isn't-
tactics?
It is.
Okay. So sweeping it. The 22
Hits.
with 5 bludgeoning damage. I forgot I could wait fuzzy attack. Anyway. That is my turn. Because that is my movement, that is my action, and I am not using a bonus action right now.
Okay, this one's centipedes. The one that is trying to bite the bird. What's others' AC?
14.
13!
That missed.
Oh!
Yeah, eagle is a combat bird.
And the other swarms?
Yep, the others.
Hey, they're just gonna pop up right behind you, isn't it? Whoops. Have any multi attacks, so good luck. No.
As they start coming in this out of those 2 attacks against Red. What's Fred's AC?
Hit. Oh, you said 2 attacks against Red?
Yes.
Red's AC is 16,
16.
15.
16!
What?
15. 5 plus 5.
Okay.
How's your AC bigger than mine?
So that's 20
Alright,
damage.
armor. Aye!
Ouch. How ya feeling, buddy?
Not good.
Then one attack against Ebony. 15 hit.
Yes.
Okay. 10 damage.
Ow!
Okay. That is Ebony, you're
hold on a second. I need to. Unfortunate.
Oh,
Or fortunate, depends on how I look at it. Just
I
leave
mean,
the
now there's no.
circle there. I'm going to cast it again.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Okay. So she is going to. Yeah, that's what she'll do. She's going to turn and face this swarm. And she's going to use her breath weapon on the swarm.
Okay.
So I need a DC 12 dex save. They pass. And yeah. And then Feathers is going to make a talon attack against the swarm that he's next to.
Okay.
16 to hit with 4 slashing.
Okay. There are like 3 centipedes left in the.
And that is my turn.
Eddie. Seeing them more and behind, just gonna come. Back over here to help his friend. Punch. It's 9. And just to try to kill it, he'll give blood. Enough to. That's exactly enough to.
Nice.
The conniption bug. The giant centipede. 5, 10. Well, the goblin looks tasty to it. Light. 13 hit.
Yeah.
No, Moses.
That is 9 damage. Grappled.
I don't make another save for that.
No, there's an escape. If you want, you can use your action to escape the grapple. There's no save for this one. It's bigger than
True. Okay,
you
I
are
have to read the rest of
you
it.
are
Yeah, I see.
stuck in its mandibles.
Okay.
Gary.
Moses is just giggling. It's like, oh, I made a new friend.
Uh,
A new, very painful friend.
Hey, friends can be painful. It's okay.
just gonna look at, Ebony, you got that swarm?
Maybe?
Okay. Well, in that case, gonna level drag at it and take a shot. 23 hit. Alright, for 9 cold damage.
Okay. I need this complete. Half the sword.
And then I'll move here.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That is indeed my turn.
Red, you're up. Fighting at your heel, literally.
Are you bloodied, by the way?
I have 1 hit point.
Oh!
You don't have the marker on, that's why.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, use 3 of my dice. Get rid of spells.
Your dice, like, what do you mean dice? Is it like a part of your character, or like?
Yes.
Okay.
Celestial.
Oh. How many dice do you have per day?
5.
It's
It should be level
Level.
plus proficiency bonus.
Level. Things right in front of me. Going to hit attack. I don't
11.
miss. I'm done.
Those nat 20 non
Right?
Moses. Maybe you were stuck in its piercing into your.
I can still use my actions and my bonus actions, correct?
Yes.
Fuzzy will see me in trouble as Fuzzy will come over and Fuzzy shall make a multi-attack, which is one with his bite and one with his claws.
Gonna get an attack of opportunity.
It's
Uh,
oh
uh,
yeah, because it's
AC
12.
that
So
misses.
it's not hit.
13 hits.
13 hit for 6 piercing. As Moses will look around, she can see that Ebony is bloodied, but Fred is not anymore, correct?
It is not blood. Ebony.
She will just turn back to them and say, You think that I could make a new friend without you guys bleeding all over the place? Like, goodness, Ebony, you don't need to have attachment issues with me, I swear!
No way.
And that will be her turn. That is my action, bonus action, and I can't move, so.
Hey. The remaining. Try to bite at feathers again.
Miss.
One will try to bite at Ebony.
Oof.
For damage. Messed up.
Which one was that one attack?
That was on. Then an attack against is 11 damage.
Well, there goes your hit points.
Didn't you just heal for 11?
Yep.
Knocking on death's door again?
Let's get a little sickness.
That is their turn. Ebony, you're up.
Okay. Seeing that Moses is in trouble, Feathers is going to let out an intimidating cry. So any enemy within 15 feet of Feathers needs to make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of Feathers for 1 minute. DC 13.
The big
Pass.
one.
Yes. Right. And that is Feathers' turn. So my turn, I am going to use my quarterstaff and take a swing at the swarm between Gary and I.
Craig? I beg your pardon?
I don't know why I was thinking of Greg. I wholeheartedly apologize.
No,
14,
Rick.
Hits.
1 bludgeoning.
I mean, you gotta be accurate to just hit one single bug.
You pop one single bug on that.
And that is my turn.
Eddie. Seeing as you all have that handle and Moses in the mouth of the enemy,
Hey, yo, Moses is giggling. She's having fun, okay? She's making friends. I'm allowed to have friends, okay? I see.
Ooh.
My goodness, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a. Wait, that's only a +6. Yeah, that is really low. Wow.
he's rolled. Now it is the bug's turn. In its mouth.
It's 1d8.
Okay. Making damage.
Okay.
There's that. You took. It's gonna claw at Eddie. As several things. And misses. Okay, good. Gary.
He's gonna sidestep this way as the air around him starts to freeze over, before in a straight line, crossing both of the groups. I need them all to make a DC 13 deck save. A little bit of a long shot, but best I could do for hitting all of them. And
They rolled.
that's I mean, can't compete with that. That's a nat 20. Well, they take half the damage at least, so you know, like half of this, which is 2. Have fun with that. That's a bit painful.
It does a couple.
Well, in that case, I just step back there. So I'm gonna move after this, but no.
Fred.
Fred's getting tired of this thing. Does 14 hit the one right in front of him?
Yes.
And Fred's gonna step away.
But you're gonna take an opportunity attack if you do that, won't you?
Yes.
But if he stays, he also goes down. So damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Says who?
Apparently.
The bugs.
Apparently it really damned it.
Sorry, Pete. Go back to where you were. Nice knowing you.
Peace.
That's
22. 22.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey guys,
Are you full dead?
I have 21 health. I have a 21 max.
No.
I don't even got my stabilize yet, so you fuck, bro.
No, he's screwed
I will
anyways.
say-
He got overkilled by his whole health bar. He's dead.
I don't that rule.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
I will say that is 2 failed death saves. Have 2 failed death saves. Doesn't outright kill you. Close. So, Moses.
So even if I heal him, it's not going to.
No, you heal
It's
him.
gonna.
He's at 0
Yeah.
HP.
Okay.
If I remember right, the death saves don't go away though, do they? Or do they reset?
They go.
Okay. It might be worth yo-yoing him to keep him up. Oh wait, no!
Bit of danger,
Hold on.
but
That's actually false. No, he is stabilized. He does not make any death saving throws, and he is
Oh.
poisoned for 1 hour but paralyzed.
So yeah, so you're paralyzed for. That's. Well, you don't
Only
fail-
while poisoned. Only while poisoned.
Well, they still did more damage than.
But it says specifically stable but poisoned, so it does not kill you.
This is an exception to that rule then. Doesn't their poison paralyzes you and stabilizes you. Are at 0 hit points and paralyzed for.
But no failed death saves. That's the biggest part. Whew.
So the rest of you think he might be dead because he's not moving. But hey, Abel.
Just Gary yells out, Fred!
Moses will kind of be just giggling as she's trying to push on its mandibles and say, "Hey, you're kind of hurting me. Give me some space here." As Fuzzy, being a little bit overprotective, will make another multi-attack with its bite and its claw.
Bite
I'm guessing the bite hits, so 9 piercing. And Mosey is feeling that the mandibles are piercing to her skin and hurting her a little bit too busy focused on herself to realize that Fred has collapsed to the ground. She shall healing word herself.
Yeah, you took 4 damage.
Okay. So I only heal for 6. Okay. Perfect. That is action, bonus action. I am good to go.
Storm of Centipedes. Having already knocked down 1, they're just gonna go there. We'll do the one that's frightened first. Advantage against the eagle. 11 misses. And then okay. So, 1 attack against Ebony,
Hits.
or that's 11, I believe.
Yes.
And then 1 against Gary.
All good for that, please. I have not been hit yet. That's a hit.
Or 6.
Not bad.
They do less damage when they're
Look, better them target me than my heavily injured friend.
Ebony, you're up.
We start this one first.
All right. So Ebony sees Fred go down. So she's going to magic missile the one in between her and Gary. And if at any point it dies, it's the rest of them are going to go to the one beside her. So 1, 2, 3.
Which one were you attacking first? Below?
This one,
Okay, it dies after the first two.
and then the last one goes to this one.
Okay, so 5 damage. Now bloodied, so half the swarm is dead. Is that your turn?
Feathers is going to make a talon attack against the one that is frightened.
Okay.
19 for 4 slashing.
Only like 1 centipede left.
So you just pick it up and eat it? Like
I was
Hootie?
thinking.
Hootie
And that-
power!
That is the end of her turn.
Okay. Eddie. Punch. Bonus action punch. Okay. First one hits for 10. Bug. That it is just going to crunch down on you. And
Miss.
somehow.
Even though I'm just attacking his mandibles, pushing and trying to balance myself on his mandibles.
Okay.
He failed to bite you? Wow.
Yeah, he failed to crunch down further, as apparently your armor has impeded him. Maybe stuck in one of the joints. Okay, Gary.
So first things first, I'm marking down a spell slot as I'm activating the Vampiric Infusion. Here you go, so that we can do that again. He's going to level drag straight at the one that, as far as he assumed, killed Gary, and just with full hatred, fire upon it.
Does hit.
And then I regain a total of 5 HP from that. Nice 3 health.
He,
Just-
that's for the
Just
for
necrotic
total-
damage, which is the 2.
Yeah, I gain 5 because it's my intelligence modifier plus the damage dealt. It takes a total of 7.
Okay, it is. There's only like 1 centipede left.
All I can do.
Okay, so there's a total of 3 centipedes on this field. One of them big. And the big one's not looking very good at all. Fred, we're stabilized and paralyzed. Moses.
Moses will just be focusing on trying to regain her balance in the mandibles as I take 1d6 damage. 1d8 damage. Please and thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me my sheet. Thank you. 'Cause I am failing to regain balance, but Fuzzy got my back. Right? Right?
Okay. That does kill, however, you are still stuck in the mandibles.
As Fuzzy was very hungry, as Fuzzy starts ripping out its guts, throwing its legs everywhere, as it's just trying to protect its mosies, because I have a friend.
Yes. You are still stuck in the mandibles, though, as it collapses. For some reason, it is death gripped you.
This thing has more attachment issues than Ebony, look at this. It will let go. As Moses will finally try and get out of its mandibles
You
if she
used your
could.
action to.
Yes, but afterwards. Because I think everything else is dead besides the one next to Gary, Ebony, and Fred. Because this one Falconate.
Well, no, there's still one left.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so centipedes attack against feathers as it really doesn't like bird. And it finally hits the bird for 4 damage,
Oh.
and then one more attack against Ebony. 12.
And misses.
Okay. Their turn. Ebony. One tiny centipede
Ebony.
trying to bite at you.
All right, let's do Feathers first. Feathers is going to do a talent attack against the centipede in front of it. And miss. And then... yeah. Ebony's really pissed. She's throwing a chromatic orb at the one in front of her.
It's a disadvantage.
All right.
19
19.
still hits. And no matter what amount of damage, it's dead. Yeah, you
Yep.
overkilled it by 50. Or by 40.
So that's her turn.
Hey, Eddie. Eddie is not worried about that last centipede. He's just gonna try to get you out of these mandibles.
Well, I just wanted to make a new friend. I don't understand
And
why
he
it had
fails.
so many problems.
While he looks strong, he's apparently unable to break you out of the mandibles.
Just worried about making sure that he doesn't hurt Moses some more.
Yes. It is dead. Gary.
They got that up there. He's going, following the fact that there's still enemies left, technically, he's going to ignore that. They have that covered up there. He's going to look over his friend.
Could make a medicine check.
If I can find it. There it is. So I don't get why medicine is wisdom based. That feels wrong to me.
It's kind of like an insight-based skill. 16. You
Right.
know he is alive. You do feel his pulse, but his pulse is very slow. And he seems to not be able to. Paralyzed right now. Thankfully, still
he'll-
alive.
It was a sigh of relief. That's my action, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's all I can do. He's just going to stay over there.
Hey, Moses, you are still stuck.
Moses will try and get out this time.
Okay.
It's a DC 13. What?
Strength check or athletics.
Oof. Having either or.
No, because at this point
Nope.
you're trying to pry open and not wiggle out. You do succeed. You manage to break one of the joints of the mandibles somehow, and then escape.
I guess that's for making me bleed, huh?
You
And
take
she'll just kind of kick it.
3 damage for that though.
That's fine. And she'll kind of brush herself off. Two. And there is one insect left. But
Yes,
Mosey's
one
going to
tiny
attack it.
centipede.
She will just kind of look at it and say, "Are you gonna eat that, Fuzzy? Like, there's another one. Stop eating the big one for a second and focus on this one. Feathers does not like eating bugs. We both know this." That will be her turn. She'll be
That's it.
reaching in her bag to pull out berries to enchant them later on.
And misses against feathers. Ebony.
All right, so Feathers is going first to attack the centipede. Let's go, Feathers.
That hits,
17.
and that kills at 20. Yeah, 2 HP.
Yay.
That is the end of combat. What do you do now?
Mosey
Not
says
dead.
she is grabbing some berries. She will start passing them out to everybody. Okay. I know Moses is hurt. She'll kind of walk down and just look at what's his face? I know his face. Eddie up and down and say, "You hit hurt. That's kind of nice." She'll just kind of walk away. And she just looks at everybody in the ground and say, "Well, what's wrong with Fred? Sleeping on the job, huh?" She'll kind of just poke his head.
He's
Come on, Barry.
paralyzed.
Why is he paralyzed? Get him up.
Gestures to the bugs that are dead next to him.
Put some splints on him. He'll be fine. Do you think he can chew a berry? Do you want to move
No.
his jaw up and down and go click, 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 click?
No.
No? Rude. Okay, well, you take a berry. Ebony, you take a berry. Oh, yummy berries. A
Definitely take
reward for
berry.
doing well. How many berries would you take? There is 10.
Just one.
Do-do-do-do.
He would then, after eating the berry and breathing for a second, he would sit Fred up against the wall of the cave instead of being like face planted on the ground.
You're still able to see everything, Fred, but you just can't move any part of your body, which is terrifying. But you're alive.
Hey, and you're sitting up instead of on the ground. Anyone deal with poisons or no?
If if my teammate Jeff was here, he could back it.
Anyone else?
I have enough to make him feel a little bit better, but I can't have the poison in it right now. I don't have the right things on me, you know?
I have nothing to help with the poison. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess we just gotta look after him for however long it'll stay in his system. Do we need to collect anything here?
We should
Eddie,
probably
Oh,
collect some of the parts from the insect, and something from those robed figures up there.
he would have, after making sure he was okay, definitely would have started walking towards them to start looking over them, trying to figure out who they were or what they were.
hey,
That I'm okay with, because that is good skill.
investigation. The robed figures, uh, obviously their robes are very bitten up. It seems that these centipedes probably killed them. There are under their robes and in their bodies themselves are covered in tiny holes. Looks like maybe they
Yeah.
were burrowed into at one point in the process of being. Um, you see that they have each one of them has some kind of ceremonial dagger. Not necessarily something that can be used as a weapon. Like they're not that durable.
He'll
But
grab one and put it in his pack for later. Might mean something.
okay. You mark down ceremonial. Uh, the robes are a bit too tattered to be of any. One of them has a note in a language you do not know.
In a language I don't know. Oh. Huh. Well then. After that, he'll look over them just to try and see if he can determine if they were eaten alive or not.
Uh,
Just a hunch. It's a hunch he has from what he saw with Red because they paralyzed him instead of killing him outright.
uh, make a medicine check.
Oh boy. Here we go. Damn.
16. That
That's the same as
is,
before.
it is good enough to know these bodies have probably been dead for about a week. If they were eaten alive,
There's no way to tell.
there's no real way to tell, but you can assume that might have been what happened.
After he'd stand up, hang his head low, and just sigh. If I understand these bugs right, they paralyze their victims and then burrow into them while they're still alive. And he'll make sure to pocket the note as well.
What's
Well,
on the
mine was
note?
Don't know. We'll figure it out later.
well, mine was trying to eat me from the outside to the inside, not the inside to the outside. So your theory is wrong, Gary.
You also weren't paralyzed.
Not yet. She'll kind of look over to Fred and say, I know you can't move or anything, but you do look pretty badly injured, so I am going to patch your wounds if you like it or not, you injured boy. He won't just healing word him.
And
And just so you know, I'm not carrying you.
I will.
But I
When you
will
see.
rub dirt in your face just because I can, because we're here and you can't do anything about it. And she'll kind of reach down in the dark and start decorating with her, like a little bit of spit on her finger.
Eddie is just going to pick him up
Hey,
because
I wasn't done with him yet. I need to make him look pretty.
Moses, we don't have time for that.
he's already enough.
Okay.
Moses will just kind of giggle and say, you know what? You're right. You go get him, champ. She'll kind of slap the back of his calf thigh area.
Did anyone try and harvest anything from the big insect or no?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I think
It
Fuzzy
says
has that covered. It's in his stomach.
Gary would not have done any of that.
Does Moses
Yeah,
want to try to harvest thing from what's left?
Moses will go over and want to take something to be able to say that they have killed it. But she's not really interested in keeping any of the beetle-ish arms or armor or anything it has on it, whatever you call it, chitin or whatever.
Titan.
Yeah.
Well, you know those
She just wants
mandibles were quite dangerous. So
true. And they would make some like really good crab claws, you know? If you pull like the little antenna thing, it makes them close and open. So she'll try and see if she can get those. Just because they were fun.
make a survival check.
Oh my god, this is tiny text. Survival? Survival.
10.
How?
That is enough because you had already broken the joint of one of the mandibles. You do get one.
You know what? One is more than enough.
And it might be able to turn that into a weapon.
Yep, it is very sharp. It is about the size of a short.
Well, we should probably get out of here.
So with Eddie carrying Red, do y'all just start leaving?
we have gathered enough evidence to be able to say that we have been here. We have done what we needed to do. We got the sword, so it is safe to go. Do you think we could
Well,
just hog tie him to Fuzzy? I don't think Fuzzy would mind that much.
No.
He might buck like a cow, though.
you all head out. After an hour, the poison does wear off. So Fred is able to walk on his own. Eddie just puts you down when he realizes you're able to a bit.
Your body
Welcome
starts
back.
twitching.
After that hour,
You
get
just
back
heal
10 health.
yourself back up to
About halfway there, yeah.
well, you were healed for 10.
Mosey's healed you. Yeah.
I think you're at 20 out of 21. But you guys are able to get back to the city. It is getting rather late in the day by the time you guys get back. You head straight back to the guild hall.
Yes.
You
Eddie,
sure
We
you
have to
didn't
make
think
sure
we
that
can
we
get
didn't
you to
kill
talk?
Eddie.
uh, Eddie will go back over to his friends and he hands this picked up to the Aarakocra. Looks happier and just sheaths it right away. Seemed it was important to him before he starts heading up to the receptionist to let turn in the giant spider quest.
Wait, Mr. Sword, Mr. Sword, you might want this big, huge sword. It has like a little itty bitty, gribby, and it almost killed me. You know, that
Moses?
thing's a pretty sharp.
Moses?
This should kind of just be pulling on the hamstring to make it open and close a little bit. Like, it's a cool
Well,
thing.
you only got one of the men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one. Yeah, should be playing with it.
Moses?
Well, we can use that, but
But it belongs to them first.
Their quest was the giant spider.
Yeah, their quest was the giant spider, not the insects. The insects were a side part.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect it to be caged, so that wasn't a part of our quest. But it was kind of part of our quest. So why can't this be a part of their quest too? Okay, fine. It's my mandible. It almost killed me, and it has my blood on it. So,
He just blinks at you.
to just sit down on the ground and continue to play with it, still entertained.
Okay.
So they're turning in the quest for the giant spider. And Moses can get extra annoyed because more things showed up that they didn't tell them about. And Moses is silently sitting there playing with her mandible so she doesn't lose her mind at the receptionist again. She's trying to be good. Someone appreciate it. Please. Somebody. Anybody.
Good
try to
girl.
catch her on the head. Pat, pat, pat.
After turning in the giant spider quest and letting the guild, the receptionist know what went down, he comes back over to you. I believe taking me back there. And then well, if you want to go into to get your uh did not get that was part of the agreement. Uh, good Fred, thank you. My friend, I will definitely. Well, if you ever need me, party. Uh, you see one of his party members. You assume by his by his clothing he might be Jeff, the healer. Uh, I can fix that scar for you, Ebony. You can only cast it once, but day fix it if it
And how much would you charge me for it?
helps us out. So might as well.
Really now?
We'd be
Um,
down 10 gold. If we hadn't.
And your reputation. Don't forget about that.
Moses, darling,
Right.
hold now. Hold your tongue now.
I am so sorry about her.
As
Moses,
Moses
you
will
cannot do
literally
that.
hold her tongue.
It's okay. Would you like me
I
to
would
get rid of?
greatly appreciate. I would greatly appreciate it.
He'll walk over to you and he'll uh move his hand like close to the scar on your face, and then cast a spell. And the scar, it does sting a bit, but the scar seems to fade. So Moses is trying to sneak up on the Aarakocra.
Yeah, someone who can't see out of one of its eyes. As Ebony is getting help. She just wants to just stare at it. Just make it feel very uncomfortable as she's studying the Croca.
Well, you failed to sneak past his passive perception.
Uh,
As you get closer to him, he's already like locked where you are. So his head just follows you to keep on watching you as you try to sneak up on him.
she'll just stare at him like she doesn't know that he's watching her.
Once you get if you get close to him,
Good, like 3 feet away, just staring up at him.
one of his hands just goes onto your shoulder. You won.
Those things are cool. Do you know what a mandible is? Do you have one of those? Do you think you
Moses.
could use one of those? Do you think you could upgrade yourself with one of these?
Moses.
Do you think it could go into your
Moses,
eyes?
darling.
Hey, leave the poor man alone.
I'm just trying to get him know better.
That's
He is
mandible is what
busy.
took my eye.
Well, I can take the other one.
No, Moses.
Moses.
Make a dex save.
Oh, you.
Yeah, he just tosses you 15 feet.
Moses will just chuckle and she's like, "Huh, that
Yeah.
was a little uncalled for. I was only joking."
You took 6 damage as you fell. As you fell.
I am so sorry about her. I have no idea why she's doing that.
He
If
just
I can
goes
get
quiet.
friends, Eddie can get friends. Moses wanted a new friend.
Moses, up, darling.
I think I'm good.
Come
No,
here. Up, darling.
As Moses will grumble, she'll pick herself up the floor and then just hug onto Ebony's leg and just hide behind it.
He'll rummage in his pouch for a second, pull out a gold piece, and hand it to the Aarakocra.
He looks like he's
As
about to hesitate to take it, but he'll take it.
yeah, please, just forget about this encounter.
He just
She is a
nods.
child. She is a child and doesn't understand our ways. Please forgive
Thank you.
her.
Oh, okay.
Nods.
All right, let's move on then.
Fred, go turn in the centipede stuff, darling.
Fred will go up to the counter.
So you you tell them about the centipedes and everything like that, and I'm guessing like point to the mandible that Moses has clutched in her hand.
She would have left it on the floor whenever she got tossed and would not pick it back up.
Okay.
Gary would have picked it up and handed it to Fred then.
Okay. She'll look at it like that's proof enough. You wouldn't have been able to take this away from the centipede if it was still alive. There was no way to get proof of like the swarms of centipedes, but they will reward you for at least getting rid of that. And finding signs
Hold on,
of.
no, there should be proof. We covered in bite marks.
Yeah, but that could just be from one group.
Yeah.
There's
Fair enough.
you couldn't collect things from the swarms itself, so
It at least proves that we did fight them, not necessarily that we killed them. Fair enough.
yes. But also that they wouldn't be able to tell how much to actually reward you for those because it's hard. It's just there
It
were
just proves that we
swarms.
fought them. It doesn't tell
Yes.
you how many there actually were. Yeah.
But you are given 5 gold for killing that thing.
Okay, we've got 2 gold each for helping Eddie, or
2
2
gold
gold,
each?
or 2 gold total.
No, you were given 2 gold, Eddie. So that would be with the 5 included. That would be 7 gold.
Okay, so they'll give 4, dole out 4, and put 3 in the party fund.
1 each, and then party. Okay.
Nice.
What are you gonna do now? It is late in the day, probably reaching around 6 p.m. now.
This might come as a shock, but Fred is fucking tired.
Are you guys just gonna keep that mandible for?
We had to turn it in to be able to say that we.
I don't think they
No,
kept it from
they
us.
don't keep it. You can sell it to them, but it's a useful resource that can be turned into something.
Remind me, short swords are based on strength, right?
They're
Or-
finesse weapons. It's strength or dex.
Oh, that would actually be a straight upgrade to a dagger then for me as a melee weapon.
Short swords are like common rogue, so they do 1d6.
I would like to stake a claim on keeping it instead of selling.
Yeah. You can just put it into the party inventory, and then once you have enough gold to turn it into something, you can.
All right, let me edit that real quick. Add the.
Moses still
What do you
doesn't
mean
understand.
1 per person, 1 into the party fund? It's 3 into the party fund because 7 minus 4 is 3.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Someone said
sorry.
only 1. I got it though. And then, what did you say, mandible?
Yeah, put like giant centipede mandible.
Mostly
can
still
be.
doesn't understand why the Abracoca didn't want the sword thingy, so it can't take out its other eye. I don't understand.
Well, you threatened
I
to
thought
take
I
out
was
his
being
eye with
helped.
it.
All
And
the rations would be gone now. Yeah, you did threaten to take out his other eye. That's why he didn't like that.
But I was showing him proof that it was dead, so he couldn't take out its other eye. But nonetheless, okay, you have it. I don't want it. I'm not touching it. Almost like a residual thing that randomly magically disappeared. It's gone. Can I go into my forest now?
Yes, darling, you may.
'Cause
Just behave yourself.
I want to see if Hootie can get any more friends. Hootie can make friends. Moses cannot make friends. Moses sucks at friends. She'll
Hey,
kind of
Fred.
scratch her head and she'll go out into like a little forest place and she'll just sit next to the inn.
Hey,
if
Fred.
if a beast is hostile toward you, it is much harder to actually get them tamed. Especially, and insects in general are probably going to be much harder because of how their brains work.
They're
She's
hive
dumb.
minds. You don't really tame them. You just kind of make deals with them, and you work together.
No, Moses wanted to be friends with the Abercrombie, not the insects.
Oh, but hey, Fred.
Yes.
You want some food? I'll pay.
Absolutely.
Is Moses going to try to find another animal?
Not right now, no. She's just wanting to take time to her alone to process because she thought she was doing so good being friendly and talking to people that she kind of disappointed herself now. So she's putting herself in timeout.
I mean, hey, it's self-reflection. Good on you.
During your time in the academy, would occasionally hear people saying, "She's just too much," when they
Yeah,
didn't know you were there.
but most just does not know that as an insult.
How much is a meal again?
Meal was 5 silver for the
All
decent.
right, so Fred, you don't have to pay for anything. You're getting a decent meal for free. And he'll pay for 2 meals with 1 gold.
But everyone else is fed because of Moses' berries.
Well,
So you
we're
don't
all
have to eat
fed.
if you don't want to.
We don't have to, but he's offering free food to him.
Yeah, for
All
him.
right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Hey, those of you who are buying a meal will get a big bowl of looks to be a beef and vegetable.
Ooh,
Once again, made by an orc. The
nice.
the beef chunks are like the size of a golf ball at the smallest.
Hey, at least it isn't just meat soup, you know?
Yeah.
All the orc chefs here are very skilled.
Plus, this meal is like consolidation. Hey, you didn't die. Sorry that you went down and got hurt so bad.
That is Moses' fault. Moses failed again.
No, it's not your fault. Nice one.
Hey, he's the party frontliners. Bound to happen.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. It's just that was kind of like a lot more damage than what was normally done.
Well, yeah. He took 2 high damage roll attacks. That
You
was
dealt 22 damage in 1 hit.
well.
That's crazy.
23. 23.
Yeah, that crit. Uh, that crit
No,
was
it
a
was
high.
22 because it dealt just enough damage to overkill you by exactly your HP.
I had one hit point. It hit me for 23.
Uh,
Oh,
but,
that's a 22.
but yeah, the the food is very good. Are you guys just going to get your long rest after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have I'm assuming going back to the place you had rested at before. That's 2 silver.
Ouch.
Staying at inns is not cheap. Uh, Specifically at ones in cities like this.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no doubt. It's like tourist traps. They're gonna bleed you dry over time, but
Plus,
you're not gonna
this is a
notice it
city
immediately.
of mostly adventurers, so they expect adventurers to have a lot of money.
Eh,
Uh,
we're just starting. We'll be there eventually.
I mean, you still got a
As
decent amount of money. Uh,
Oh yeah.
like a gold is like $100. Uh,
as
or
Oh
they
yeah.
wake up, Moses will go over to Ebony's like little thing that she's sleeping on and just kind of sit by her feet and stare at her and wait for her to wake up.
Without even opening her eyes, she goes, "Yes, darling. What can I do for you?"
Because thinking and knowing Moses isn't good at making friends. Maybe Moses can make friends through Ebony's friends and family. So maybe we should go see your parents and drop off the thingamajiggy that they needed to get or something like that.
I was thinking about making that suggestion to the boys.
Because I don't know if like the other party members will like being in the city anymore. Maybe Moses should lay low for a little bit again. Almost like she did in school for like a week. And just pretended not to be in class but hid underneath the table.
Oh, darling, you're fine. You just got to learn to curb your enthusiasm. That's all.
I don't know what that means, but okay. As Moses will get off the bed and she will just go over to the boys and just stare right beside each of them and just take turns looking at either one of them, trying to wait for them to wake up.
Good morning, Moses.
I shall lean closer to Fred that said good morning to her and say, "It's morning! Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't know what we're doing today, but it's a new day. Let's go."
Fred sits up, kind of pats her on the head.
Rosie's full of smiles and happiness again, and she's just trying to jump herself onto wherever Gary's sleeping and say, "You're always the last one to wake up, and he was the paralyzed one."
I am going to point out he's in a separate room.
But it's all in one big room.
No,
You bought your own room?
we went to an inn.
Yeah.
Our normal inn that we go to.
Yes.
the inn that you guys have been staying at is one giant room. It's a hostel.
Ah, I was
It
thinking of a
is
different thing then.
it is
Okay.
one yeah, it is one giant room that has there are like dividers between the beds to offer some privacy, but it is one big room.
Well, you would have already seen him then awake reading through a book.
Yeah, but you still never got up out of bed.
He's sitting in a chair next to his bed.
Well, he's
What do
still
you mean?
sitting in the bed and not with the rest of the party, so guess what? Still counts for Moses.
The party the while if you wanted to, you could go check the quests. You know that you guys currently have a mission that would take you away from the city. You wanted to branch out.
Is it on the way to the other big city? Dun,
It
dun,
it is
dun.
specifically to that other big because Ebony was handed a package to give to her father.
Speaking of, actually, he'll gather the party around real quick and pull the note back out.
Yeah,
Can any of
you're
you
carrying the
make
party around. Sure you are. No,
can any of you make any heads or tails of this?
heads. No, tails. No, heads.
Can you read it?
Ebony would take a look at the note.
Moses will just be kind of trying to peer up at the note too.
The note is. It barely looks like a language to any of you because none of you know this language. But it doesn't look like something that you would ever see written by a human. It
All
is
right.
not something that is like, even if you had spent years in that library, you would have never seen this.
He'll fold the note back up and pocket it. Guess we got something else to do as well.
Well,
How did you know that I couldn't read it, huh?
You would have
Give me
spoken up by now.
give me some time, and I can probably learn how to read that.
I mean, probably both of us could do that, but we'd have to find a way of figuring out what language it is first. Either way, that's not something we could exactly do at this moment. So,
Keep
you got
that
anything else
scary on
to
the
do?
shoulder.
The Dead Tree Sanctuary is no help?
I've spent a bit of time in the libraries. I've done a lot of research, and I've never seen this language before. I don't think we're
well,
going to find anything here.
we could always go to my hometown.
You got libraries
There,
there?
I and my dad happens to be a merchant of sorts.
No, they're not merchant. Ex-adventure.
Right. I'm sorry. I thought we said he was a merchant.
Are you missing up with his like twin brother or something? Cause I know those are pretty common, especially in big cities. I think because there's a lot of people that look exactly the same.
Specifically, your father
Well,
was, it will still is, a powerful mage that earned a essentially a knighthood that then became a like a baron of.
well, in that case, where is your hometown?
Thornwall.
Thornwall.
I.
You uh, know, just if there's a like a big map on the wall of the Adventuring Guild that you guys have seen before. Thornwall is the nearest city to the south.
This sounds like a really nice, green, thriving area to be in. I'd like to go to Thornwall.
It'd be nice to get out of the city and go see some other ones.
There is also a mage school, a kind of a mage school that I was taught at before coming to the academy here. They
You
might
think?
have they might have some books on that sigil that was on that plate.
Would you
Mm,
mind helping me gain access then to their books, if possible?
we can ask.
Moses will kind of want to say, but I've already done 2 years in school. I don't want to go back to school.
Gary will give a slight smirk.
One
You're
correction:
not.
it isn't a school; it's a massive library that they also sometimes teach at.
She
A
did
No
great
one's
dead
say
gonna.
a
tree
type of
sanctuary.
school.
Yeah.
She did
No
say
one.
a type of school.
No one's gonna force you to learn there. This is just something that could be really helpful to us to be able to figure out what that plate was or what the signal meant. 'Cause remember, well, it's not there anymore. As he pulls out the file of dust that he still has.
So, are we agreed that we go to my hometown
It's
and
fine with
deliver the
me.
package?
Do we
I
want
mean,
to
you've
get a?
convinced me.
Do we want to grab a quest along the way?
We could check if there's anything to do along the way. Might be worth trying to help a little more before fully going.
Hmm. We should probably do an escort mission of sorts. That way
That
we
would,
don't have to return here right away.
well, we
Oh,
wouldn't have
oh,
to return it anyways. We would just turn it in at a different guild.
maybe we can escort the abracadabra dude to the little village
No, I
so Moses can apologize.
I don't think he wants to see you right now. He might want to see you at a different time, but maybe give him at least some time to get over whatever he's feeling. Yeah,
Moses was just blank stare.
he might need some time to get used to the idea of how you talk or interact with.
How enthusiastic you talk, sweetheart.
Yes, that.
Moses still does not understand what you just said, but okay. Moses will just be happy again. She'll be like, okay, let's go back to the guild hall.
Yeah. Anything to pick up along the way?
Well,
Yes.
as you guys go to the guild hall and check the quest board, there doesn't seem to
Moses
be
wasn't banned,
anything
right?
new. Uh, the a lot of the quests have already been taken. Uh, anything that could have been an escort quest was probably already taken by a lot of the parties that have already left. Uh, as I said before, a lot of the parties had left like close to a week ago. Uh, and have already kind of moved on to another city. But the only quests that you see still on the board are the ones that are on that your party you know just by instinct you would handle. Uh,
Ooh, yikes. Well,
like
let's
the
leave that to the
like
more
the
equipped people, yeah?
like the manticore in like by the coast that you guys would be massacred by. Uh,
Or we can come back at a later time and try and kill it if it's still there, but
there.
I don't want to touch that right now. What do you guys think? Yeah?
Agreed.
Agreed.
More friends?
No, Manticore, not friend. Very angry creature that's not like us living.
Uh, Fred, you will see Eddie walking up to you guys. The rest of his party is not there. Uh, I wanted to uh, let you know the rest of my party is currently resting. Be staying here for heal up, but we will also
Okay.
be leaving the city. Most likely going the east to Belchester. Of my party members or lived there. Spend some time with his family before heading deeper in, and then we'll probably head over to the continent further south for the east. My Erico friend. From there, we can maybe take on some quests there, but we meet up again soon. If you ever need me, ever get access long distance communication spell or send a letter to me through the guild. Try to help you in what ways.
All right. We're headed to Thornhill, Thornwall.
Good luck.
Hey,
Sure to be
if
a
you
bunch
need
of
our help, don't hesitate to reach out as well.
It's
Indeed.
just them two, right?
Huh?
It's just those two talking, right? Or are we all there? He
If you're
pushed the
together, then
party.
he was primarily talking to Fred, but since you guys are also there, you chip in if you.
Moses will just peer up to Eddie and just kind of look him in his eyes and take a big, huge inhale and say, Moses is very sorry that she hurt Abracadabra's feelings. So please accept my apology, and I will no longer be talking. Thank you.
He looks at you confused because none
Gary
of his
looks
friends
confused
are
as
named
well.
Abracadabra.
Gary looks confused as well. Do you mean the era Crocra?
Abracadabra, same difference. No, talk. She kind of muffle her own mouth.
He nods when you correct her, and then I will tell him you are sorry. and
Good luck.
talk to you as well. Uh, he'll put his fist up for a fist bump.
He gets a fist bump.
Moses will punch him in the kneecap.
No!
What's your strength score?
Not like actually hurt, but like
No,
enough
what is
to
your
be able
strength
to be
score?
0.
So 10.
Yeah.
Okay. You hurt your fist punching his knee. Not enough to do damage,
What
but
did
it hurts you.
what did you hope to accomplish with that?
And she's still not talking.
He didn't even really seem to notice it.
She just wanted to be a part of the fist bump too.
He
Oh.
gives you like a little and starts walking back out towards back. You all get supplies before you head out.
Let's see, how far of a journey do we have?
Well, up the map back up.
What do you say about a week, Chris?
It is. See, it was days. This is the furthest you've traveled.
What's the crossroads, just about?
Yes. And that was
Yes, 3 days.
so. That's not the correct amount of miles, but
Are you sure it's not? 60?
as are walking. Actually, yeah, that's probably a bit. So
That seems about accurate. Well, let's see. What's the average walk speed of a human?
24
was
miles per day is what it says up in the top left corner.
2.5 to 4 miles per hour. Just walking.
uh
So at most 40
hours per
miles
day.
per
So
day. So
you
no,
can
yeah,
go you can go 24 miles a day. So yeah, that was
that's about accurate. Okay.
it's about 340 miles.
Okay.
Miles.
330. About 13, 14 days.
My
14
goodness.
days airing on the side of caution. Not
About,
bad at all.
about 2 weeks of walking.
Moses has 5 food rations, and she has good berries to be able to carry through some of the days that we don't want to eat much.
Yeah, you
Well,
can
good
always just
berry.
cast good bear fighting, but the rations
Yeah,
you have would only for like the first 5 days. You would have those available.
I have no more rations, and I don't like the prospect of buying more right now when we can just use good berry predominantly.
Okay.
Or to cook some of the things that we might be able to hunt while we're out, because we do have a
Moses
cook.
can forage for food. and she's
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
good
you
at
can
it.
always hunt. There,
and
you
we do have a chef.
there are scattered forests that you can hunt in. You need deer out on the one side of the road. Uh,
Um, I think one thing Gary will want to purchase is a map of the like continent fully, if we do not have one.
you have a very basic one. It shows you cities are. No big other land. Just where like the city.
Could he find a map with more detail on it?
It would cost you
How much money are we talking?
for a very detailed map. It costs you like at least
Ouch. I mean, it might be worth it.
Moses can steal one. No,
It's
kidding.
enough of the
I'm not doing it.
point.
Not yet.
Do we want a detailed map, or do we want other things?
Well, we've got to go see about getting that the what we can do with that mandible.
if you want it to get turned into something here, you have to come back to pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I would rather do it there.
Plus more expertise as people.
But we could always buy another map there, I guess. But it's just a thought. Might be something good to have. Um, Other than that, I don't think we, or at least I don't need much else.
The foods. Anybody foods before we go? I have 5.
I'm not buying more.
Yeah, considering that we can't afford good rations.
Actually, he will go try to find um either some place to buy some holy water or just some powdered metals.
Holy water is expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, then he would look for powdered metal or metal that he could powder himself somehow.
Are you just wanting to buy like
Iron powder or silver powder.
powder would be because that stuff is used for killing vamp.
Well, as I said, he would look for whatever he could obtain.
If you're just wanting to get some powder, you could go to a blacksmith for that. They just give you like the shaving, sharpening. Uh,
For the how much?
for how much were you want?
Uh, well, it doesn't say how much it consumes for the spell. It just consumes it. So I'm guessing it's a pinch per time it consumes. So I'd say probably protection from evil and good. So I'd say probably like a decent bottled size, like a decent sized bottle full of iron powder.
Silver and iron. Uh, it
Oh, I'd
does.
have to get both,
It is, however, it is not a because it is not a gold count. Arcane.
even
Yeah.
though it consumes.
It is not a gold. It's weird with the and the your arcane folk will uh take it will cover any component that does not have a gold.
Man, that is really weird trying to think of how that works with consuming spells.
Yeah, it's Ghost doesn't know how to write.
All right, so in this case, what do you want me to do then? Just
Your arcane folk.
stick with using. Okay, then I think I don't need any like other materials for now, at least. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. head out, you plan to use berry for any uh
Or forage and hunt.
Ebony does have her ropes that she acquired last session, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
I still
Okay.
have 50 feet of rope as well.
Ropes, not rope.
Oh, robes?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
So
said
the only one who
ropes.
doesn't have upgraded armor now is Fred.
yes. Although the armor that most has isn't necessarily upgrade, it's just leather armor. Better than nothing.
It's just a +1.
Yeah. I believe Fred does have armor.
Yeah.
Not good armor.
How
Basis.
did you start with armor? No.
Because he's a frontliner.
No, Fred has the shadow arm.
What?
Yeah, he has the invocation. Gives him mage.
Oh,
Oh,
So he just constantly has mage armor.
Yeah.
lucky. Anyway.
Uh
Off to our 2-week journey, right?
yep, off to your now. I am not gonna roll every day because that would get tedious. Uh so me check my
And just for reference, Moses will do like a rotating thing between her Goodberry and foraging for plants and things like that. If they come across a forest, she'll choose to forage rather than use Goodberry, but she uses Goodberry whenever they're not close to any forests, if that makes any sense.
well, that makes 100% sense. Forage for food first. If we can't find it, then we summon it.
Yeah. Plus saves Moses the spell slot when in doubt some days. She will get distracted by some animals on the side of the road and try and offer a berry to them once in a while because there's only a few of us. So why not help the animals whenever you can?
So the 2 weeks that you guys are traveling, because of you guys completing all the available quests that weren't already taken by adventurers, there are not actually that many monsters.
Let's go.
You guys took care of the bandits and because one survived and got away and told they were working that this area was safe. Uh, they did not come back right away. So you guys, for the most part, have a relative. Once you get past the second crossroad, do occasionally see things like wolves, uh, normal ones, or at least as normal as the mutations allow for. But they do not seem to come close to the party. It seems that because of the amount of traffic that this road had for the last week, uh, they've learned to stay away from the road. You find it easy enough to on days you tire of eating um the berries, you
Good
do
berries.
find it pretty easy enough to either hunt down a deer or find some mushrooms by force out of the road, making sure not to uh get the poisonous ones that would give you stomach.
I could make use of the poisonous ones.
They're not necessarily poison. You could make
Oh.
poison from them. They are just you'd get food eating them.
Darn. Oh, maybe I could give a monster food poisoning and make it not feel well. How
Monsters
about
have
that?
better constitutions than uh they tend to eat stuff like raw meat, so their stomachs are all. But yes, so by the time you were getting close to the roads within like a day or two of seem to be guarded. You'll see the occasional guard post that wave at you as you go by. So the area close to Thornwall itself seems relatively safe. Once you get within a day of it, you see the occasional patrol of giant eagles, giant owls, and a pack of griffins that you see in the distance.
Wild?
They seem to have riders.
Oh.
Moses will kind of look at Hootie and say, "You could be that big one day if we keep on feeding you well. I know you've been doing really well with catching the mice, but maybe we should try and hunt down a deer for you to eat. You think you can swallow a deer?" As it is an absolutely stupid question to ask, because Moses definitely knows Hootie cannot eat a deer.
Hootie says, I'll I, I don't want to be big. I stay here. As when he sees the griffins pass off in the distance, he just kind of cowers, and hides like under like behind your back, kinda.
Alright, Hootie, you're always gonna be my little boy. She'll just kind of flip her hair and just tuck him underneath.
Ironically, if you turned him into a tamed creature instead of your familiar, he would eventually become a giant owl. Uh, because you could do that.
It is a possibility, but he is always gonna be my friend. And he's there for emotional support, not combat support.
Yes. The the final bit of your trip is actually relatively safe. The roads, getting close to the city itself are paved. They are kind of like brick laden, so it's actually a bit feels better to walk on. You're able to get to the city relatively fine.
Oh goodness. That is a lot of buildings.
Yep, it is a
Moses
big
thought it would be
city.
more green.
Right. We're following your lead here, Ebony.
As soon as you guys get to the front gate, you see one of the guards recognizes Ebony and runs off. As you guys are let in.
Is that
Moses,
bad?
No, that is not bad at all. He's just going to notify my parents that we're here.
you big and scary, is that why he ran off? I think he might have a crush on you. He like you a little bit, Ebony. Oh, he knows your parents. Ooh. He already got his in, doesn't he, Ebony?
Come, follow me. And she would start
Guys,
leading them through the streets to her house.
take
A-
note. She
As
didn't say no.
as you guys are walking, which are far busier than the streets of New Haven, it seems like the population here is at the very least double, possibly triple that of New Haven. Uh,
Moses is very uncomfortable.
there are many different shops open that a lot of which like you can tell there are probably rivalries between them because right across the street there's a shop that sells the exact same thing uh with a
I
different
love
name.
that. I love that. Competition's great. It's good for the market.
It could be a reason why the city is so fruitful. uh but the the city itself seems relatively well clean. Like New Haven was kinda clean, but considering the majority of people who lived there were either adventurers, retired adventurers, or sailors, there was not necessarily much of an initiative to keep things clean, past the presentable amount. But you see that as you walk down the streets, there are manholes showing that there's a sewer system here that keeps the refuse uh, from making the city dirty, and probably keeps the rats away, keeps them down there instead of out in the actual city. You see every single street here is paved. The the shops themselves look very pretty. Some of them looking a little bit more, but there are some rather wealthy looking shops as you pass by. Uh, you see several very big buildings that kind of tower over some of the rest. You see one of them looks like kind of like a Coliseum-esque place that you walk past. It's on the other side of the city, or not side of the city, other side of like the river that seems to run through the center of the city and along the other side. You see one very big triangular building that has three major parts on each corner, and you see not as big as not as tall as the library itself, but you do see kind of like a castle-esque mansion near the center of the city.
Ebony would wave to the store managers or store clerks that call out to her as she walks because they would recognize her.
So,
But she would keep walking.
Yeah, you
Ebony,
see a lot of people as Ebony is kind of leading you guys through are just kind of parting ways for her.
where exactly are we going? And who
My
exactly
family's
is your
home.
family?
Mm, you'll see. Just wait. We're nearly there.
Nearly there as you walk for about 20 more minutes.
As they are walking, would Moses feel like that there would be any eyes on her, or would they just be on Ebony or anything out of the sorts because she is a tiny little goblin?
I think we draw a lot of attention being as diverse as we are.
Yeah.
The diversity in this town is actually relatively high. Um,
Oh,
Considering this city is not run by humans, elves, or dwarves, it's run by Dragonborn. Uh, you
oh,
you see like you see humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, beast folk, the occasional other dragonborn that is not uh the same color as the royalty here. You see some kobolds in there. You do not see many goblins. You see like maybe one or two goblins in the entirety of you being here. The only people that would seem to like even pay attention to you as a goblin, like they reacting to you as if you are a goblin, is like a couple like very snooty shopkeepers that just seem to like just turn away from you and like
She'll note down mentally, well, very confusingly because she does not know the place very well. She'll kind of note down the ones that were giving her weird looks and kind of just gave her the ick.
okay. Uh, Mostly clothing stores seem to. Like there's a few like wealthy
of
clothing.
course.
The fashion industry just as toxic here. Uh, but you eventually, after about 20 minutes, uh, get to a part of the city that is much less populated, at least by like the civilians, and there is a kind of like almost an encroachment of nature, and you hear more than the rabble of the civilians, animal sounds of various or creature sounds of various types,
Woof, woof, woof,
as
woof, woof,
you
woof.
see people in mage robes, many of which have a familiar on their shoulder or following behind them. Some of them have beasts of various kinds following them. One of them has just like this golden tiger kind of creature. Uh one of them has uh a very, very big snake that looks to be like twice their size and just following behind them. Uh, you see in the background, like behind the big house itself, there is this large field, and as it cranes up and roars, you see a dragon. There's a dragon there. Nobody seems to react when it roars.
Would
Moses,
Ebony recognize that dragon?
It is your father's dragon, or
Um.
one of your father's dragons.
So you
Huh.
just have dragons in your city?
That specifically is one of my father's dragons.
Mosey's eyes will just grow. She's surrounded by animals and feel a little sense of comfort again, even if they're all taken or owned or being taken care of. She'll just be happy to see other animals. She really wants to approach the dragon, but very scared that it's going to eat her alive or accidentally step on her with one of its claws.
Well, the dragon is off in the distance, like by like a good 60 feet, at six like or probably much farther than that, probably closer to like 600 feet away.
She
Because
would
it
still
is
be worried
behind the
mentally.
mansion. Yes, you guys
Uh,
start walking up. Like you walk past the gate, the guards let you through, uh, without hesitation, recognizing Ebony, and you head into to what is a giant mansion, like pillars and all, outside of it.
No wonder why all the boys were looking at you with those like goobly goop eyes. My goodness, it's almost like one of me whenever I get like a shiny coin or something like that. I'm just completely distracted.
Exactly, my darling. Now, come. Father should be in his study.
You
Oh,
see,
actually,
you didn't see him approach, but you do see this kobold butler is just standing there off to the side. And as you say, he should be in a study. You hear the little kobold say, "Indeed, he is." He starts leading you to the study.
ah, hello.
oh,
These will
uh,
kind of look at the butler and kind of get excited. Another small one. And she'll kind of just go up to the butler and just start trying to yap his ear off.
The butler
Moses,
doesn't seem to react at all.
Moses, darling. He is doing a job now. You can't interrupt him.
But he's one of your friends, and one of the agreed upon thingies is that I was going to be friends with your friends and your family, so I need to befriend this butler. Mr. Smallboy, what's your name? Butler? Butler. What's your butler? Hey,
Moses,
my
darling. This
You
is not part of my family or a friend. He is an employee. He
don't tell him
works for
that.
us.
Well, I have cows that work for me, but the cows still have lives. They still have feelings, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Butler?
as you guys are talking and walk, you eventually get to a door, down a long hallway that uh he he just stands next to the door, after knocking on it, and you hear Ebony, you hear your father say, "Come in."
Thank you, butler. And she opens the door to the
Moses
study and walks in, leading her friends in.
Moses will
You
be
can
kind of
note this
Father.
down right here.
she'll be kind of upset that the butler did not give her any day of sight.
He is paid not to.
No.
He is simply there to. As you walk in, your father. Well, he doesn't move from behind his desk. He does stand up. Welcome home. See you. And aside from him, you see your little sister is sleeping on the couch.
Ah, she hasn't changed. Hello, Father.
What bring? I didn't expect you to be home for time.
I come bearing a gift. And she pulls out the package that was given to her at the guild hall and walks over to the desk and sets it down.
He'll kind of lean forward and pick it up. The guilds, they gave you a quest and sent you back home. Uh, I will look at it now, and he'll open up the package and start looking through the papers. The little box, and he shifts after reading the letter. He turns like one of the pages, and you see his bright blue scales kind of pale a bit.
Don't tell me the pages were laced with poison. That it was actually an assassination attempt to kill your dad.
Father, is
Symbol.
everything all right?
Huh. Well, that symbol is interesting. As he's looking at the piece of paper that had written symbol on that was in the package. The
Wait, you've
first
seen it
letter
before?
was not the one exactly. Not can't read it myself, but I've seen it in my adventuring day.
Of course.
Father, you need to talk to Gary. Gary, come here.
He already walked up as soon as he mentioned a sigil. Why didn't I think about it? It should have been obvious that it would have been abyssal. It came from an aberrant.
It's the letter that came with the package, asking me to investigate to see what this meant. Come from. Might have something in our libraries. While I am not one who collects books on the subject, there could have been a sage in our city that found something. It is
Um,
indeed
be-
close to a city. Appearing again. It's very, very.
Well,
speaking of potentially unknown things, he pulled out the note that he got.
here is
You
something else that may be even more distressing, Father.
and he'll hand the note over. I can't make heads or tails of any of it. It's not in a language I've ever seen before.
He looks at it. Well, after he takes the note at it and casts a spell. His eyes glow a bit. That is
If,
speech.
Oh
huh?
no.
Also
He'll
not.
he'll he'll think for a second and then pull out the ceremonial dagger he got. There was 3 hooded figures, and they all had one of these. And he'll set it on the desk.
That's certainly not. Dealt with a couple cults in my days. Certainly something they would use. Deep speech to communicate. Very secretive. Probably very well.
Well, thankfully and unthankfully, these 3 were taken care of by some insect swarms by the
Mosey's will
time we
just
got
kind of be mumbling to herself, trying to think deep speech. She's trying to speak lower to herself. Oh yeah, I know deep speech. I know deep speech. She's kind of just mumbling on the couch.
there. Okay,
Well,
so
it does
what
say here. Seems that you're trying to raise the effects. to attack the city. A good thing that they were killed by their own. Uh, and did you kill the insect?
He'll
Yeah,
also pull out the mandible.
yes, Father.
This came from the big one.
There was a big one that mandible came from, as well as swarms of smaller ones.
Good thing you danger to that. Have to investigate this. Not want any of these grow for are indeed at a stage in their plans where they're planning to attack cities. Probably much more. Whereas they'd be wiped out the first time they attempted it. Well, he puts the papers in the package aside. I will look further into that later. You are home. And that's for now. Uh, he looks over to the side of the couch, like, please wake up. Your sister's home. And she just groggily wakes up and sits up on the couch. It looks around the room for a second, rubbing her eyes, jumping up and rushing over to.
Hello, Elise, my darling.
Moses will
Um,
just kind of eye the little child going over and hugging Ebony as she grows like a little bit more attached to Ebony, as she always makes fun of Ebony to be attached to Moses.
The girl is very young. Uh, she seems to be probably no older than 8 years old. As she attaches, she like just hugs your hip. You're home. I missed you. Stay.
For a little while, Father and I have some research to do.
Okay. I I hope you don't. I'm gonna go to my room real quick, and she lets go back, out of the room.
Speaking of research, could I potentially use your libraries to try and figure out more of just about aberrations in general and that sigil?
Ah, the father looks at you, and if there are indeed books in our library that talk about them, we are to try to figure out what this is ourselves. Like to join us, you can. Or friend of my daughter, have brain of at least most of the library. Begin to like the forbidden area. I'll get you a pass. The pages there do not stop.
That would be much appreciated.
As he's talking to Gary, she'll just jump off the armrest of the chair as she will make her way over to see if she can peep through the window. Trying not to get too close to invade his personal space, but she wants to see if
Window?
the dragon's there.
Oh,
I'm guessing those are
This,
curtains.
yes, those are curtains. They are closed.
Mm.
Uh, it seems the lighting in the room makes it nothing than natural lighting from outside. But this office is not facing the back of the house. It's facing the side.
Oh,
You would not have been able to.
Father, Father, would how is the mood of your dragons today?
My knowledge, nothing has changed. They are still Well, the one we have here is seems to be very lazy. Hasn't seen battle in quite. He will soon.
Would it be okay if I took Moses out to see him?
Moses will just kind of perk up and, huh?
You don't get too close. I try to stay like 100 feet away. Territorial beasts, as you know. Since he doesn't recognize your.
I
Moses
understand, Father.
will get very excited. She'll say, "Does the dragon have any babies? Does the babies need any homes? Can I help the babies out? Can I take care of the dragon?" It would be so cool to like learn about more dragons. Like I've always wanted to be close to a dragon, but I've been so small and so scared of dragons. But they don't scare me because I'm fearless. I am a strong little gobbledygook, and you will find that out fast.
He
And I have
snaps his
taken very
fingers in your
good care.
mouth. Your mouth is forced shut as he looks at you. The only dragons I have here are not to have any babies. The only female dragon in my repertoire. Constance. Not to believe she has had eggs. And you can feel yourself able to talk again.
I apologize, Father. She is quite excitable.
I can see that.
I'm taking very good care of Ebony. Ebony's a really good friend.
Yes, darling, you are taking very good care of me, but you are still very excitable.
Ebony brings me so much joy. I can't tell you how much of a good daughter you've raised. And she's so smart. She was in my cooking class, and she knows how to cook too. Not as good as me though, but she does know how to cook. And and I just want to say thank you for letting me see your dragon, and hopefully it doesn't kill me. Can I go pet the dragon now? She'll kind of just walk over to Ebony and just kind of pull on her sleeve.
Oh, excuse me, Father. I'll take her to see your dragon now.
Before it wakes up, so then it won't like get mad at me and think I'm like a green bean or something.
Before you go, mother should be back before dinner. You to have dinner with us. Up with her. Your brother is currently helping your aunt country. That's back for some months.
Of course, Father. It'll give me a chance to introduce you both to my entire group.
Oh, I can help with dinner. I can help with dinner. And she'll just place down a berry on his table, one that she's been keeping for later in her pocket.
Our chefs are also quite good. They probably won't need your help.
Oh, no one wants Moses' help. And she'll
Moses,
kind of just kick the
you help
ground a
me
little
all
bit.
the time, Moses.
Oh, thank you, Fred. Have you met Fred? Fred's a really nice companion too. The first time I met Fred, he cleaned me. Could you believe that, sir?
Come, Moses. Let's go meet the dragon.
Maybe the dragon could use a cleaning. Yeah, maybe we can scrub the dragon clean so then he could be friends with us, so then he can be not so tutorial. And she's just following Ebony at this point. As she has been this entire time, because she has no clue around this place. Why is there a dead deer on the wall? It looks very big to be a dead deer. Is that like a giant dragon deer hybrid? Does your dad carry those? Does your dad
No.
hunt things?
Yes.
The poor animals. What did the animals do? I know we need to kill the animals to be able to survive and to eat, and it's a way of life, and it is what it is. But what trophy it? I know we kind of have the teeth and the head of the other thing, but I don't want it as a trophy. I kind of feel bad for the little things, or the big things, or the medium things, all the things.
Well, if I remember the story correctly, Father hunted that to save a starving family, and they gave him that head as a trophy, a
That's a really
souvenir.
sweet story. I wonder if we can go find the starving people. Maybe I can give them some good berries too.
Oh, there's no more starving families in this town now.
Even the rats in the sewers that I've heard crawling around.
Even
What do you?
them.
My goodness, everyone's fed. And we're gonna have a feast tonight? There's so much food. Maybe we can start feeding the animals outside so they're not starving, so then they don't attack people. But if we start feeding them, they'll assume that people are for food, and the food, if they don't get it, then they'll get hostile that way. Maybe that's not a good idea.
I think you might be right. Now, come. And she would lead them to the dragon.
Staying a safe distance away, there is like a kind of like a fence blocking in the dragon's area that you there are signs that say "Do not enter." Keep you at least 100 feet away from. You see a very big, like sapphire scaled.
Moses would
Now,
just be looking up in awe.
now, Moses, stay back here. We don't want you to get hurt now.
I'm not gonna jump the fence or get too close like Abracadabra. I got too close and I got hurt. I know I need to keep my distance and hush my mouth a little bit. So hopefully the dragon doesn't get scared and push me away like Abracadabra.
Well, with a dragon like this, it's more about their breath weapon, sweetheart. Like I can spit acid, a
Oh, I can
full-blown
do that
dragon,
too.
the full-blooded dragon like this can spit fire, uh, cold, water. I'm not sure exactly which one this one can spit, but whatever it can spit, it can hurt you. That's why we've got this fence up. This is just about the furthest distance away that his breath weapon can't hit you.
Moses will kind of just look up at the dragon and kind of study it for a moment and kind of think to herself, it's kind of sad that it's just in this 100-foot area away from everything else. Yeah, it might be happy and used to it, but does it seem lonely? Even though it's territorial creatures. Would she think that it wants to find a mate? Think that would be an insight?
Ebony, know
Nope.
that
Nope.
this dragon in particular hatched by your father when he was starting out as an adventurer. Found the egg. Does never really explain where he hatched it him. And you would know its breath weapon is not necessarily similar a normal dragon's breath weapon. It lets out an extremely high pitched sound that causes a
Yeah, that sounds even cooler.
like a shockwave. It does thunder damage.
Oh my goodness. I just remembered. This particular dragon, my father found it and hatched it just as he was starting his adventuring days. And hi- its breath weapon is not a typical breath weapon. It emits a high pitched sound, like psionic
Like
sound
me
waves.
talking too fast and it causes damage to other people because they don't want to hear me anymore, so then they attack me instead.
More like your vicious mockery, sweetheart.
Like me talking too fast, but because I talk to other people. Okay, I get it. But on the other note, your dad's a very sweet man. No wonder where you get your personality from. You're just like him, helping him out and helping the animals, and then I hope that I can find an egg and hopefully I can raise it. I don't think I'm big enough to be able to crawl around it and keep it warm, but I can try my best, and that's what your dad did, and that's what you were doing, and this is a great opportunity to see your life before your eyes, and to know that you could raise a dragon, and you could have anyone and everyone, and you have so many friends, and Moses will just, she'll just realize she's talking way too much.
Yes, sweetheart. Would you like to ask it any kind of questions?
Can it hear me?
Well, I would have to translate for you, but you could ask it a question.
As you look over at the dragon, it is currently has like its head on the ground and is like covering its ears.
Oh, well, I think maybe we better not. It looks like it doesn't like what you're doing.
Doing what? I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking to you. I'm just curious about the dragon. And it's saying that you're a good person, your dad's a good person, and that it looks like a really beautiful dragon. And I would love to
Sweetheart,
pet it one day.
sweetheart, sweetheart, your voice is a little high pitched.
Oh, I do the deep speech that we were talking about in the thing. And so kind of, I should talk over like this.
Ebony will try not to laugh.
It's working. Right, friend?
Yes.
See, so the dragon will like me more.
The dragon has turned around to face the other direction, and is just not. He's trying his best to ignore you.
Rosie's will just kind of give up and she'll sit down and cross her arms. No matter what I do, I even talk deep speech to the dragon, and it doesn't even pay me any mind. Well, hopefully he'll see me around more often, and he'll get more accustomed to me, like he did you, like he did your dad. Well, like your dad kind of got to him because he kind of raised him, and he didn't really have a choice. But you know what I mean, and maybe the dragon will like me eventually. Yeah, Moses will befriend a dragon. The first in Gobbledygook history.
All right, sweetheart.
Now, I don't know about you, but now I am kind of hungry. That was a lot of excitement.
All right, let's go see if dinner's ready.
You guys just stay out and hang out around the animals until dinner time.
Yeah.
Does anybody else do anything? Red, go off.
I'm just hanging around.
Okay. You see a lot of rare and exotic animals here. Uh, many of which either in groups where they seem to be being fed, or are following behind, or being ridden by mages. It seems like everybody here is probably the type of mage that makes pacts with beasts or other creatures of some kind, or summons them. So like conjuration mages. Uh, Seems like they have all flocked here, this city.
Is there any with like really big, like hardy looking animals that seem like they can take a punch?
Oh, most of them.
Okay.
Most
So
of the animals here seem like they.
she'll kind of turn to Ebony and say, "Who's that person? Who's that person? Do you think I can talk to that person? What about that person?" And she's just looking up all the animals, thinking of who she can befriend, and if they know where to get their animals, she could possibly go rescue their sisters or brothers or other family members so she could have more exotic friends too.
Ebony, you do not know many of these people. You would probably recognize their faces, but they are sort of like soldiers under your father and mother's uh reign. They act as uh watchers throughout the city and around it, and are there in case something starts to attack, as well as studying at the libraries and becoming more powerful mages. They they are not necessarily kind of just like civilians, and they are not ones that would usually really talk to you unless you prompted them with conversations.
Well, now, sweetheart, I didn't really socialize much with these people. I I was really focused on my studies a lot when I was here before I left for the academy. Um,
Well, you know,
I
studying people is a very good thing to study because you never know who's going to pickpocket you and rob you, or someone who's going to accidentally leave a gold coin in your pocket.
this is true, but uh, in answer to your question, I don't know many of these people. I know who they are and where they are, but I don't know them enough to know their names.
Maybe your dad can help us out. Eventually. Not now, but I'm just curious. Maybe he has some friends with knowing where to get these big little creatures that need help, and then maybe I can raise my dragon like he did with his egg, but with like other creatures that we accidentally killed the parents of, and we now are left with creatures, and they're so fuzzy and they're so nice, and I can ride them, and they love me.
Well, we can certainly ask.
Yeah, after dinner though. But for now, what's that person's name? Do you know that person? What about that walking giant scorpion? That looks kind of cool. I feel like it would sting me though. I don't want to ride that. And it's that weird little hard little shelly things that would be very uncomfortable to ride. Even though I don't know how to ride creatures, even though I kind of do, but I kind of don't. You know what I mean?
Okay, so do you guys head off to dinner whenever it starts time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, you do uh make it back. It's probably about 6:30 p.m. when a guard comes over and tells you dinner is being prepared. You see, you would recognize what this beast is, Ebony, as you see it kind of fly overhead and land in like the other side of the house. You see your mother's phoenix as it
What?
as it lands, and she just gets off it and heads into the house, uh, not having seen you as she enters the side door. House.
Ebony's smile that she's been wearing since she got home just kind of widens a little bit. Ah, Mother has made it home.
Mother, I could see Big Ebony.
Well, her name's not Ebony, darling, but yes, my mother is home.
What's your mother? What's she like? Is she like your dad and you, or do you take more after your dad than your mom, or does your mom take more after you? You know what I'm trying to say, but I'm wording it very poorly.
Well, mother is, how should I put this? A bit of a free spirit, but we are her life.
Oh, she's like a wild cattle, but she always wants to stick with her herd or stay close if she knows she's safe and she protects her family. What's so funny, Chris? What's so funny? I hear you over there.
You call her mother a wild cow. That's
Everything is a cow. This really likes cows, okay?
Tiffany does not know how to respond to that. And yeah.
Fred just put his face
just
in his
don't go
hand.
saying that in front of them.
She doesn't mean anything bad by it. You guys know this.
I have never
Oh.
seen something like that said before. Okay.
Your mom's a cow. Oh yeah, well yo mama.
We'll head into the mansion again, where you are escorted into the dining hall where you see a long table there. Much of it devoid of anything, as you just see the several plates and the food just kind of like put into like one corner of the table where everybody just seems to be sitting. You see the
Yes.
father there. You see the mother kind of come in after like taking off some gloves and a coat, and she just sits down at the table, not having noticed you so far. But as you come and sit down, she looks surprised. It's certainly good to see you again.
Hello, mother.
Oh, been good so far.
Of
Lizzie's
course.
will just kind of jump up, kind of trying to look over the table to Ebony's mother and say, "She's smiling very big when she first saw you."
Your mother looks like surprised, having not seen the much shorter goblin until now. Is this one of venturing companions?
Yes, mother, father. This is Moses. This is Gary and Fred.
She'll kind of run up to the mother and kind of reach out her arm, like very hastily, with a big grin on her face.
She will hesitate for a small moment before taking like two fingers. Her hand just grabs takes your hands, for bringing her hand back over and resting it on the table. Nice to meet you.
Your mom likes me more than the dragon does. And she'll kind of run back over to Ebony.
Running around the table.
Yes.
Well, let's sit down and eat. Probably much to discuss. As you see your father just look to her and say, "Yes, there is much to discuss. Much of it will be done after dinner. Joy and reminiscence. So, Ebony, any powerful summons you've been able to conjure?"
No, just feathers so far.
Are we talking about friends? I have friends. I can show them my friends. Do you want to see my friends? I have friends. I can do that.
Maybe after dinner.
Mm,
I expected by now you'd have had a few summons of your own, Ebony. Choose a different form of study.
I did, Father.
At least your brother can carry on that tradition. Okay.
Will Mosey's pick up disappointment?
Make an insight check.
Oh.
15. Like, maybe a tinge of it, but not necessarily disappointed in her. Or just disappointed by the fact that she doesn't have any cool stuff.
She'll just kind of turn to Ebony and say, I can claim Fuzzy and you can claim Woozy, but we kind of need to decorate them slightly differently and them only be in one room at the same time.
No, sweetheart, it's okay. Summons didn't exactly help my sister, Daddy.
You see him, he, kind of, flinches a bit, as does your mother.
So I
Sister's
felt
just in
it
the bed
best.
sleeping.
So I felt it best to go with more attack stuff.
Mosey's is confused because she just met her sister not too long ago.
Shame what's happened. You're hesitant. Let you follow in her footsteps. Found a good group. It's loud. Before.
Hey, I heal her perfectly fine with my loud mouth, okay? These loud
Mo-
mouths heal people.
Moses, Moses, darling.
It's a compliment, isn't it?
Yes, you do your job quite well, sweetheart. That's not what we're talking about, though.
And then I also go bang with my stick sometimes. It's because they're
Hey, Mos.
sweet.
Hey, Mos.
What? Yeah?
Have a roll. Fritz does a roll in her mouth.
Okay. Have better luck than her. It is true, her summons save her. Said.
Roll.
The, I do hope that your choice in studies better success. Whenever it becomes too dangerous, though, please don't want another daughter. Want you safe.
I need to meet danger head on, Father. It's the only way I'm going to get stronger.
Well aware of that. No, we were adventurers in the past too. Need to be your only way of getting strong. No, you could study. Many teachers here grow your power. Could you work with your brother a bit? Quite active. Have a powerful summoner on your side. Protect you. Sorry to darken the mood a bit. Get back to eating. As he quiets down a bit, your mother hasn't said a word since you brought up. Your little sister just happily sitting there eating, not really having known your older sister, she knows she existed, but she was like a baby when what happened.
Ebony's appetite would have dwindled quite a bit from the conversation, but she would still be eating, per se.
Smoothy's
That is
still trying to chew that biscuit in her mouth.
that is where we will end today's session. Uh, on that note, as you continue eating this now somewhat solemn